NATO member springs into action as Russia ramps up the war, raising fears of a wider confrontation? Russian border state panics after a missile scare, prompting Poland to begin preparations for long-range strikes? Poland to acquire 1,000-kilometer range missiles, potentially giving Warsaw the ability to strike deep into Russia? Poland's long-range kill chain revealed. Missiles, drones and cruise weapons now expand its strike capabilities? Russia's warning spooked NATO into preparing for a worst-case scenario as tensions along Europe's eastern flank rise? Amid tensions teetering on the edge with Russia, Poland is rapidly ramping up its defenses and preparing for a wider threat. Poland is planning precision strike capabilities that could potentially reach targets beyond 1,000 kilometers, expanding its strategic reach. Strike drones, cruise missiles and ballistic missiles for deep strikes are among the weapons Warsaw is reportedly eyeing for its arsenal. Currently, Poland's land-based systems can strike targets at ranges of only around 300 kilometers, limiting their reach. The revelations were made by a top Polish defense official in an interview with Defense 24, outlining Warsaw's future plans. Russia's deadly retaliation against Ukraine has reportedly pushed Poland toward a major strategic shift in its long-range strike capabilities. Warsaw has already ordered hundreds of US-made JASSM-ER cruise missiles for its air force, strengthening its deep strike capacity. The JASSM-ER can reportedly strike targets up to 1,000 kilometers away while carrying a 450-kilogram warhead. Poland's contract for the American cruise missiles reportedly costs a whopping $735 million. Poland also plans to build CGR-080 rockets for its Homar-K multiple launch rocket system, according to reports. This 80-kilometer rocket program could help expand Poland's domestic missile industrial base and strengthen local production. Additionally, Warsaw may develop longer-range weapons independently or jointly with allies, further expanding its strategic strike options. Romania's airspace was breached by a drone that entered the country from neighboring Moldova, raising fresh security concerns along NATO's eastern flank. A Spanish F-18 fighter jet detected the drone while conducting a NATO air policing mission over Romania, prompting an immediate military response. The Spanish F-18 shot down the drone at around 5:01 a.m. after receiving authorization to engage the unmanned aircraft inside Romanian airspace. Romania's defense ministry, however, did not officially confirm where the drone had originated from, leaving its exact source unclear. Romanian radars detected the drone about 24 kilometers north of the city of Galati, before tracking its movement through the country's airspace. The drone's wreckage is believed to have fallen in an uninhabited area located between two villages, limiting the risk to civilians on the ground. Romania has now shot down 4 unmanned aerial vehicles since January 2026, underlining the growing drone threat along its border. Romania has also reported repeated drone airspace violations as the war in neighboring Ukraine continues to create security risks for NATO territory. Just a day earlier, drone fragments were found in the Romanian border village of Ploru, raising further questions about recent airspace incidents. Ploru is located very close to the Romanian-Ukrainian border, an area that has seen repeated drone activity during the ongoing war. According to RBC Ukraine, Romania shot down 3 Russian drones over the course of just 3 days, marking a rapid escalation in such incidents. Romania reportedly spent around €1.5 million to destroy those 3 drones, highlighting the growing cost of responding to drone threats along its border. As NATO-Russia tensions continue mounting, Moscow's latest air drills near Kaliningrad are raising fresh alarm bells across Europe. Russia deployed 10 Sukhoi 30S M2 fighters for live-fire strike drills in Kaliningrad, according to a report from Military Watch magazine. These exercises practiced both day and night precision strikes against a range of simulated enemy targets in the region. The drills specifically targeted mock command posts, engineering fortifications, troop concentrations, and armored vehicles. The fighters also trained to operate inside contested enemy air defense environments, practicing evasive maneuvers against simulated air defenses. Baltic Fleet Press Service said, and I quote, "Pilots flew in a designated area, analyzed the ground situation, and carried out precision bombing and missile launches at full-size targets simulating command posts, engineering fortifications, and enemy personnel and equipment using aerial bombs and unguided missiles." Unquote. Notably, These Sukhoi 30S M2 fighters belong to the 4th Guards Regiment, based out of Chernyakovsk Air Base inside Kaliningrad. Kaliningrad is a Russian territory that sits physically embedded within Europe, surrounded entirely by NATO member states. Kaliningrad physically separates Poland from Lithuania along the Baltic coast, making it a uniquely exposed flashpoint. This isolated exclave anchors the bulk of Russia's Baltic Fleet aviation operations, functioning as a forward airbase. Air, missile and naval assets here all operate as one tightly integrated network, backed by Iskander missiles and coastal defenses. NATO aircraft routinely monitor Russian sorties flying near this exclave, given its proximity to alliance territory. The region remains one of Europe's most heavily militarized flashpoints, sitting right at NATO's doorstep. These drills come as a new U.S. intelligence report claims Putin may attempt to test NATO with a limited assault on a member state. Amid already tense relations between Moscow and NATO, fresh U.S. intelligence reports have alarmed Western capitals by suggesting Russia could attempt a carefully limited challenge to the alliance in the coming years. According to reporting on the assessments, Russian President Vladimir Putin could try to test NATO's collective defense resolve through a limited assault on an allied country, rather than a broad conventional invasion. The intelligence assessments reportedly place the potential risk window between autumn 2026 and 2029, with the prospect of a limited incursion said to increase as time passes. Potential scenarios reportedly range from a large cyber attack and covert sabotage campaign to the seizure of a small area of NATO territory by unmarked forces or a limited land incursion. While a limited Russian land incursion is currently assessed as the least likely scenario, officials reportedly believe the danger could rise over time as Moscow rebuilds forces and adapts from the Ukraine war. A clear armed attack against a NATO member could trigger Article 5, under which allies commit to assist the attacked state with measures they individually deem necessary for collective defense. But a cyber attack, sabotage operation, or covert hybrid assault would present a more difficult test, because NATO must first determine attribution, scale, and whether the incident meets the threshold for collective action.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.